Hi everyone and welcome to a very special episode of Dystopian Simulation Radio. I'm one of your hosts, Linz, and I'm joined today by a very cool guest who I wanted to get on DSR forever, Aaron from Generation Y Podcast, Framed, Marooned. How are you doing tonight, Aaron?
Oh man, I'll tell you what, I'm doing so much better that we're chatting. We started off talking about cats and music, and now we're getting into something weird, I think.
Yeah, we had quite a fun and unhinged chat, which I wish we recorded, because that would have been a really good bonus episode.
Well, there was a guy one time who told me record everything, and I just don't listen to him. So, my bad.
What a lovely story. That guy's probably listening right now like, okay.
Yeah, he's like, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. And I'm like, yeah, you do, but I didn't listen.
Yeah, let's just say we unleashed our parasites to talk for a while before we started this as a warm-up. But so, I'm not sure if you know how it works, Aaron, but Chris and I usually sit down, and depending on whose turn it is, one of us tells the other a story, and we have no idea what the topic is until we hit record. So that's our setup for every episode that we do.
Yeah, I wonder why you never sent me anything. I kept asking, hey, when are you going to send me something? You're like, I'm not sending you anything.
You're not getting anything.
Except pictures of my cat.
Yeah, I think I did, actually. And I think the last message we sent to each other was, just cleaning the litter box. Me too.
That's right. For anyone that doesn't know, Lindsay and I only exist to take care of our cats. I mean, apart from that, we'd have no purpose in this world whatsoever.
No, we'd have no reason to stay. Just so you all know.
Yeah. No, there's actually a sign in my living room that says, I work hard so that my cat can have a better life.
Oh, that's so cute. Meanwhile, your whole family is just like, what?
Wait, how come we don't do anything ever? I'm like, we got to take care of the cats.
Why would I do something with you guys? We have cats.
Yep. Do you have toe beans? I think not.
Oh, that would be really weird if we did. Because we already have, like, skin for feet and not fur. Ew.
I think we'd like ourselves a lot more if we had toe beans. There's something about toe beans. If you press your tip of your finger into the toe beans of a cat and then they grip it, I don't know. It's like you've just found happiness, I guess. It makes the world feel a little bit better.
Well, we all have our kinks, Aaron.
Oh, it's not even a kink. It's just like... It's kind of like when you bite into something tasty, like a good curry. You're like, okay.
That's a very weird comparison, but I'll take it.
I forgot there was something good in this world.
Curry and cats, got it. Can't disagree.
And by the way, Lindsay, is this really all a simulation?
Yes. Yes, Aaron.
Wow, you just dropped it on me like that. There's no setup or anything. Yes, it's a simulation. Damn.
Today it's my turn, which is why you didn't get any information whatsoever. You just get to sit back and comment, so it's chill for you. So since you're Chris, all you have to do is sit back, relax, appear mildly distracted, say some questionable but hilarious things that make me wheeze, mention Japan occasionally, and bring wrestling references to the table. If you can do that, Aaron.
I will do my best.
Line up some Japan facts.
Well, actually, if I could go anywhere right now, I would choose to go to Japan to go visit. But yeah, now the that's going to be the hard part. But yeah, I'll think of something.
Yeah, I was obsessed with wrestling. So just now and again, say something about Hulk Hogan. Oh, no, maybe not Hulk Hogan. Everything's cancelled.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah.
There, perfect. Okay, you're doing the thing. I appreciate you.
I remember a few wrestlers. I'll be all right.
Dust off some references from back in the days. Big Show.
The Iron Sheik.
What about that guy?
She's checking up on Wikipedia. Who is this guy? I'm too young to know that person.
I know Big Show. He went on for a while. He was around in the 2000s still, wasn't he?
I have no idea.
Don't say that. You're Chris. Just say yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to remember. Yeah. John Cena. The Rock.
All right, Aaron. Since you are in the true crime field, I'm sure you've logged many an hour in your life going through court documents, watching trials, and looking at evidence for cases. And over here at DSR, when we're not elbow deep in stories of people who have relationships with aliens and men who cook and serve their own testicles to paying guests, we do dabble in true crime. So Today, we're going to look at a couple of cases that I feel our listeners would really, really appreciate being informed on. First, we're going to go back in time to one of Chris and I's favorite places. Any guesses?
Japan?
France!
Oh, I wasn't even close.
Yeah, at this point in the edit, there'll be royalty-free French music playing in the background. Would you like to flex your French, Aaron, and your opinion on what Chris would call the cheese-eating surrender monkeys?
Well, if I could repeat that, I might have an idea, but I think I just heard cheese and monkey.
Cheese-eating surrender monkeys.
Wow.
As Chris would call the French. So yeah, can you speak any French at all, Aaron?
Oui, oui.
That's what I had in my script. Oui, oui, baguette.
I don't know. Croissant. I just know you're not supposed to pronounce the last letter in these words. That's the only thing I know.
Have you ever been there?
No, I have not. I think it's because, so like last year I traveled to Germany and I told myself if I could travel anywhere a bunch of times, I would probably choose to go to Germany a bunch of times. But I still want to go to Japan too. See, I brought up Japan again, but I've never had France on my list.
Very good, Chris. Very good. I chose these topics today because it's a perfect blend of Generation Y and DSR. It's part true crime and part weird. And I need your expert opinion throughout this story, okay?
All right.
So let's go all the way back to the 1500s, to Autun, a historic French town in the Burgundy region. So the main player in this story is a man by the name of, okay, let's attempt this, Barthélemy de Chasseneuz. But we're going to call him Bart because I can't remember that.
Thank you.
So, Aaron, if you could take a look at this picture and do your best to describe this guy to the listeners.
Let's see. This fine gentleman has short, curly hair.
A perm.
In the style of the time, I imagine. A very long and strong and dignified looking nose. Eyes that sort of look like he's not begging, but asking politely for a Pop-Tart. And his mouth is downturned because he's expecting said Pop-Tart to not be a s'mores Pop-Tart, but maybe a strawberry, and he didn't want that, but he'll take it.
But he's too polite to say.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on there, I would say, and it almost looks like he's wearing a dead animal around his neck, but I won't judge because it may not be. It may be just, the art of the time didn't quite capture what's around his neck. It could be a blob as well, so.
He looks the spitting image. He looks the spitting image of a very judgmental, sassy gay bestie that I had a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, he does have some judgment going on there.
Yeah.
He's like, I'd mentioned that your outfit isn't very good, but I'm not cruel, but it does suck. Yeah. There's a lot going on there behind the eyes. I'd recommend that you share this with the post so that people can see it.
Yes, it will be on the Instagram, d.s.radio, if anybody wants to follow along with any images we talk about here. But do you have any guesses as to what his occupation might be from this picture?
Let's see. Here's the thing. I think he either you know what? I don't know that I know. I think either he like the manager at like a hotel, or he's really rich and he doesn't work. He just judges people's clothing. He's like, that dead animal around your neck looks cheap, or whatever. So sassy man.
So hospitality or just professional bitch. Okay, so Bart was a talented young lawyer who went on to become a jurist, and in 1522, as the story goes, he was part of a very unusual case where he had multiple unusual clients to defend in court. And from your amazing description that you've just given me, I'm sure you've seen enough composite sketches to be really good at painting a picture with words, Aaron. So before we get to the crimes of these individuals, would you be so kind as to describe them to the listeners, these potential criminals here?
The ones that he represents?
Yep. The ones he's going to represent.
I think he represents children who threw dog poo at royalty.
Even better.
I was close. Oh my goodness. Oh, now I'm seeing a bunch of rats.
Yeah. And you've just compared children and rats, so
So the rats are throwing the poo, huh? They do have little hands.
Yeah. They can get up to mischief.
I like rats, actually.
I love them. They're so smart and cute. Yeah. Do you want to guess the crime, or should I just tell you the crime?
You're just going to have to tell me because this could go sideways really fast.
Okay. So in 1522, the residents of Autun feared a famine after a local colony of rats began eating their barley supplies. They had attempted to control the rodent population and drive them out in various ways, but nothing had worked. At a loss for what to do, they did the only thing they felt they could do: take the rats to court. They informed the local magistrate, who passed it on to a vicar, who in turn appointed our man Bart to represent the rats. So you're a lawyer, Aaron, and you've got a bunch of rats to defend. What is the game plan?
It's really tough to say because I don't know that they're paying attention, so you can pretty much handle this however you want. Like, I have a plan to make it seem like I'm going to defend them and get them off, but then, sneaky twist. No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could just say that their brains aren't fully developed because they're rats. Or you could say, this is what they do, and you can't criminalize something that's in their nature.
You can't say that to the Catholics. Crime is a crime.
You got me there. That's true.
Now, who knows what Bart was thinking when he was told who he would be representing. But one thing he did know was the law. So there's a problem with defending a group of rats. It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to individually summon them.
I'm sorry, my clients couldn't make it to court today. I'm holding you in contempt. And it's like they're rats.
So Bart pointed out that he was unable to individually summon the individual rats responsible for the crime. He said they were too spread out across town and it was impossible to inform them that they had to appear in court. So he had the vicars inform surrounding churches to summon the rats by, I assume, loudly proclaiming it from the pulpits. And any rats the churches could be potentially and unknowingly harboring were commanded to vacate and show up for their court date.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Obviously the rats failed to show up. And Bart said the reason why was because it was, number one, a long journey, and number two, a journey that would endanger his clients due to the number of cats prowling along the way. So they feared for their lives and couldn't show up.
Well, you know what? He's got a good point. This is we might joke about Pop-Tarts and his judgment of people's style, but I'll tell you what, he's got a good point here.
He's good, right? He is good.
Yeah.
He knows the law. He argued that since the specific rats who ate the barley could not be identified, it was morally wrong to exterminate them all as a group. He had this really good speech, apparently, where he highlighted the injustice of collective punishment. He argued that mass condemnations to kill without fair trial and to punish all of the rats without determining which of them committed the crime, regardless of if they were old or young, was just morally wrong as a whole. And somehow it worked, and I'm not sure why it worked. Maybe the vicar was in like a Ratatouille hostage situation. Or maybe Bart was just that good. But basically what happened is the case just fizzled out. And they got off. They got away with it. The rats got away with it.
This is why they still get away with it, huh?
Yeah.
This was a precedent.
Now, this story may sound completely off the wall, but it wasn't actually that uncommon that an animal would go to trial back then. And it was par for the course that these accused animals would have legal representation each time, and they would have formal court hearings. So I have a few examples.
But wait, let me jump in here. Let me ask you.
Please do.
They weren't given trials where they had to be judged by a jury of their peers, right? It's like if it was a pig, you wouldn't have a bunch of pigs on the jury.
No, it was a bunch of people from the town who were pissed off at them, which is
Dang
also
it.
wrong.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's true. There was like other pigs like just snorting.
Yeah.
If you represented them, you could make up what they were saying and make it really good points.
Yeah, they're like, we have a lot of sympathy for the defendant, Your Honor.
If you said that you could understand animals talking, you'd probably be burned at the stake. Let's be real.
Or you'd be Doolittle.
You would do little after they executed you.
Ouch.
So there's a couple of other examples that we have here. So in 824, a bunch of moles went on trial in Italy for the crime of digging holes. They were excommunicated from the Catholic Church.
They were excommunicated. Oh my goodness.
Which was really harsh back then.
That must have been so hard on them.
Yeah.
Moles.
Excommunicated from the Catholic Church. But I wonder, like, how they got rid of them. Like, I like to think they just loaded them up in, like, a trebuchet and flung them over the walls.
Oh my God. Like Monty Python style?
Yeah, like, they obviously didn't come to court. So were they just like, you're out, and just shouting into a field somewhere, and don't you come back?
Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Well, it's the thought that counts, and I'm sure their feelings were hurt.
Yeah, I'm sure they knew that God had left them. He created them, and he gave them their purpose, but let's not get into that.
Doomed.
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 Okay, another example that we have here is in 1474, a rooster was put on trial in Basel, Switzerland for the crime of, I'm going to let you take a guess just for funsies, a rooster. What could a rooster's crime be?
Well, I mean, my first thought is woke everyone up too early.
I would say that's what they do, but also all the other animals have been on trial for what they do. So it's as good a guess as any.
I would be horrible on a jury for a rooster because while I would be mad at the rooster, they also don't have wristwatches.
How do they know?
I know. How would they tell? They don't have a pocket watch. They don't have a wristwatch. They don't even have a clock.
Well, you'd be a good lawyer.
They just go by their internal clock.
They do know when it's 5 a.m. somehow, but so does my cat.
Do they?
Yeah, I think so, because my neighbour had one, and every morning at 5 a.m., nobody was getting up at 5 a.m., it would, like, do the whole cock-a-doodle-doo, and you'd be like, shut up, and it would keep doing it.
Yeah, you can't reason with it.
You would hear people in the street shouting, shut up!
Yeah, well, it's just going to shout back and go, this is all I do.
Yeah, he was like, hell yeah! Everyone's joining in.
They don't care. They want you up. That's like the cat. It just gets on your chest and purrs and licks your face and paws at your neck. Like, get up, human.
Yeah, and if you don't, they start slapping everything in the vicinity. Okay, well, the rooster's crime. This is slightly weird, but the rooster's crime was laying an egg.
Okay, now I'm completely confused.
Kind of
weird. Is this the trans rooster? What happened here?
Well,
did they misidentify the rooster?
Kind of, because the crime was defined as the heinous and unnatural crime of laying an egg, which would be really funny applied to a person.
No, I'm genuinely confused. So how does isn't a rooster a male?
Yeah. So
this is actually a chicken, and this is a human's problem, not a rooster problem or a chicken problem.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head, because a rooster is a male, and it can't really lay eggs. The Swiss thought so too. They were like, the hell? And they came to the conclusion that the bird was dabbling in the dark arts.
I didn't think of that. The dark arts. I mean, what's next? If it lays an egg, what's next, right?
I can tell you what they thought was next. So.
Oh, yeah. I need to know this.
They were scared of the egg because they thought it was crafted by Satan himself, and they were worried that inside of the egg was a dragon-esque creature with a rooster's head known as a cockatrice. Ooh. These creatures could kill you with just a glance, or by breathing on you or touching you. For some reason, the only creature immune to its demonic powers is a weasel.
What?
I don't know.
You don't write the rules, do you, Lindsay?
Nope, I just read them to you.
We need to rewrite on this history because a weasel doesn't sound right.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing. And I guess that's something that we could look into for another episode. Why are weasels immune to demonic forces?
Yeah, you know what? Even mongoose sounds better than weasel.
Yeah, they're all kind of just the same thing, aren't they? I'm sure some are like longer and shorter, different colors, but they're all the same thing. So this rooster lay an egg, and they were like, well, you know what's going to happen now. A dragon with a rooster's head is going to come out and kill us all by looking at us. Better get some weasels.
Yeah.
Anyways, the rooster was put on trial. And this is so sad, but I want to laugh, but it's not funny, so forgive me. But the rooster was put on trial, and it was burned at the stake for witchcraft. In reality, it was probably just a hen with high levels of testosterone.
Damn.
I feel so bad, but it's not funny, but like a rooster being burned at the stake for witchcraft.
I feel bad, because everybody, animals included, they can have things happening with their bodies that are beyond their control, and then someone will come along, even whole villages, and judge them for it. And I don't think it's right.
It's not right, especially, you could have cracked the egg and had a look in there. I mean, couldn't you just stomp the egg? I don't know.
You're gonna stomp the egg.
You could, yeah. I mean, you didn't have to kill the whole rooster. Just stomp the egg and no dragon.
Oh my.
Yeah. So a lot of creatures were put on trial, as you can imagine. Insects, locusts, ants. They were all excommunicated. The sparrows were gone. Basically, any creature they considered a nuisance was like excommunicated.
It ended up being a quiet place, right? No animals.
You'd think so, but they were just sort of theoretically damning things, and you can't really keep every living creature out of your town. So, can you guess the most common type of animal that ended up in court on these trials?
I'm going to guess a pig.
Yes.
It was?
Exactly, 100% correct. So now and again they would attack and kill small children. Not always, but it happened.
Not always.
Not always. Now and again.
This happened now and again. It's fine.
They would see red and kill a child or injure one. Because they lived in really close quarters with animals back then. So, things like this happened. So there was a case where a mother sow would be convicted, and this is so awful, hanged like a person. That's so fucked up.
Terrible.
Her piglets were acquitted as they were thought of too young to know any better. So earlier you did have a point that it could be the case that, or maybe they just thought they were cute and useful, let's be honest. They didn't care about the rats being too young to know any better. So I'm going to send you an image, Erin, and if you could tell me if you notice anything peculiar. I mean, it's all peculiar, but look closely at the pig in this picture.
All right.
And tell me what you notice about it.
Oh, this is a dark picture.
It's awful, isn't it?
No, I mean, I can't see anything. No, I'm just kidding. It really is dark. I mean, that's brutal. The pig is killed. Is this a pig that killed a child, a dog, or what happened here?
Yeah, likely. This is an example of the kind of trials for... This was probably their most common crime for the pigs.
I think there's going to be a question in the audience, which is usually what would happen is if an animal did something we didn't like, say it killed somebody, then wouldn't the authorities just capture the animal and put it down? I mean, they're taking it through a trial.
Yeah.
As if they have to try and justify putting the animal down. So did animals have more rights then than they do now? Because I don't think we put animals on trial anymore.
Well, we'll get to that, but
yeah, there's a surprise coming.
Scholars kind of like debate about it. Like some say that it kind of served as a, for lack of a better word, like a ceremonial example of what happens to people or anyone who does these kind of crimes. But yeah, that's kind of the theory. But did you notice something else about the pig?
What's that?
He's wearing people clothes.
Oh, yeah.
He's been dressed for his trial.
Well, and that's what happens, right? I mean, they have some people that normally don't wear many clothes. They dress them up in a suit and shave them up and fix their hair. And
yeah,
I imagine that's what happened here. They got the pig ready for trial.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. Like, And there's so many people. There's so many people there for it too.
Oh, everybody wanted to know what was going to happen here.
Yeah.
And they probably would have had a riot on their hands if the pig was acquitted.
Yeah, yeah, true. Exactly. I guess that could be another point too. Like the family loses a child and they want like some kind of like quote unquote justice. Completely bizarre. They would even punish sometimes accessories to the crime. If there was a group of pigs and one of them attacked or injured or killed a child, they would be like, oh, well, those guys were with him too. So like his whole gang would would sometimes be punished. But only old-timey people would put an animal on trial, right, Aaron?
Oh, yeah.
Well, and we're going to finish up with this one, but in 1990, an Akita, a dog named Taro from New Jersey, was accused of biting a 10-year-old girl in the face. He belonged to Lonnie and Sandy Lehrer of Haworth, and the accusation caused a rift in the family, so the parents of the little girl were like, no, this dog needs to be destroyed. And his owners were like, no, he's our dog. It's her fault. He didn't bite her. So Taro was sentenced to death under New Jersey's vicious dog laws. And he remained on death row from 1991 till 1994. And all of these dog experts weighed in and they argued that if an Akita had bitten off a girl's face, she would no longer have a face. And tens of thousands of dollars went into fighting this from his owners. And Taro managed to avoid being executed after it was successfully argued that the victim had only been scratched after provoking the dog and she'd never been bitten. So Taro was ultimately exiled from the state and he had to find new owners. And I think this brought in dog laws where owners held responsible instead of animals. And that was just in the 90s. So instead of being destroyed right away as you think they would, he got off death row and he got a lot of attention too. And we have two images to finish up with here, Aaron. The first one is one that I imagined he looked like, and the second one is a picture I actually found.
You know, I think actually the most shocking thing here isn't that the animals were put on trial, but some of them are actually not facing the most severe consequences for their actions.
Not facing?
Yeah, I mean, if you could say like, well, it was on death row, but then, I mean, it didn't end up being put down, it ended up just being like excommunicated.
Yes. The first image is mine.
Wow. I mean, I'm going to guess this is not a photograph, but it says, I do it again. Is that a taco on his cheek?
Yeah.
It looks like a taco. You like tacos? This doesn't make any sense. Okay. Oh, you know what? That looks like a good boy. I don't know.
Isn't he so cute? He would never hurt
now,
anybody.
Is he missing an eye or is he just winking at us like, oh, I totally did it?
Yeah, exactly. That's up for you to decide.
And who's the man with the dog?
I'm not sure. I think it's one of the officers or his owner.
And I really want to know what's on his tie.
Oh, let's have a zoom in. Oh, a lucky horseshoe, a cowboy boot. That's all I can identify. Yeah, exactly.
Wow. So he's got a cowboy friend. No wonder why he lucked out. He's like the Obi-Wan of the court case. Comes in and helps out, makes everything right again.
Aww.
It'll be okay, Okita, doggy. Yeah, I'm really surprised. So this dog, but I mean, you would figure the dog would be found guilty and then, faced with the pig faced, but apparently not.
Yeah, they put a lot of money and time and effort into keeping that dog alive, even though he didn't go back to his owners. He had to go to new owners, but they were like, at least he's alive. You would do that for your cats, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Hide a body for them.
Oh my goodness, I can't go on record with that.
Well, I know the answer. You don't have to go on record.
Here's what I'm going to say. There are people that get away with things because they hit someone with their car, right? Or something happened on a cruise ship. With cats, I mean, the only way they're really going to kill you is if you trip over them going up or down stairs.
They could premeditate that, and you would never know.
That's really hard to prove, Lindsay. Yeah, you wouldn't really know. You might go to bat for them. You might say, my cat wouldn't do that on purpose, but is it on purpose or not? It's really hard to tell with cats. I mean, sometimes they think their own tail is a snake.
True. I think that's a cute note to end on for today.
You can't prove malice there. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I feel like you could twist this into Aaron comes up with a foolproof way to get away with murder by blaming it on one of his many cats.
Hilarious. Yeah, I really don't think that they would cause a death on purpose. It would be an accident.
I don't know, though. Do you ever think they could just team up? You know, like killer whales? Have you seen killer whales where they like conspire to get a seal off a block of ice and they start like bouncing either side of it until the seal rolls off and then they eat it? Maybe the cats could come together and start conspiring too.
Well, I mean, but that's like their takeout, you know? Cats don't do that. We provide everything for them.
Yeah,
unless they catch a mouse.
But that's just for fun. True, but you never know what's going on in the mind of a cat, Aaron. If you stopped being so giving to them, would you think they'd be like, you know what? Screw that guy.
I'm telling you, I could take a guess and say that there's probably crazy stuff happening in the mind of a cat. But they do love people.
Yeah, they do.
They do love people. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just have a weird way of showing it.
Yeah, I think they don't know we're people. I just think that they think we're big cats. Like we're all part of the same group. Just big, hairless, ugly cats.
Yeah, I'm going to defend the cat and say that the cat is just usually in a mode, like it's sleeping or it's hungry, and there's not a lot of thought given to much else most of the time. But once in a while, it's very content. I've noticed that cats get expressive when they're very content.
Yes.
And if you like rub their belly, they might roll around a little bit and they're happy. They know how to take it easy.
I wish I knew how to take it easy.
You're not a cat.
True.
If you believe in reincarnation, maybe you'll become one.
I'm not allowed to believe in reincarnation.
You're not?
I'll get burned at the stake.
They don't do that anymore, do they?
I bet they do it somewhere. There's always someone doing weird shit somewhere. But yeah, I think we can wrap it up here with maybe some advice to the listeners, Aaron. Like, whatever you do, don't lay an egg.
Yeah, don't do anything no one's expecting because people are afraid of the things they can't make sense of. Nah, I think you should. If you want to lay an egg, I think that's your right. I think you should lay an egg.
I bet it's still against the law somewhere.
Yeah, push on the system. I mean, look, the more things like that we stop worrying about, maybe the more we can focus on the things that should matter.
You know what? We might think that we're stressed people, but if you think about it, at least we don't see something lay an egg and then all have like a mass hysteria and think a dragon's going to come out of it. So maybe as a people, we really have become more chill, even though it doesn't feel like it sometimes.
Well, I feel confident that if I was back then, if I was there, I would want to see the dragon come out of the egg.
Me too, but we'd both die. We'd be executed with the rooster. The three of us would be
yeah,
burned
the
to the
people might
stake.
kill us. I don't think the dragon would. The dragon would be like, do you have any food?
No, because he's like a pet of Satan or something. But it could be fun.
What I would say, we might have food. We're waiting on the rooster to lay an egg. You can have the egg.
You can have the next
And he's
one.
like, where did I come from? And I'm like, we can't tell you that.
That's classified. Redacted.
That's classified. That's secret. You can't know these things. Sorry.
Redacted from the manuscript.
Yeah, when you're 18, we'll tell you.
There's just a monk somewhere scribbling something out.
Here, copy this down and give it to him when he's 18.
It would be cute to have dragons.
I know. I mean, they seem to be popular. Nowadays, I think people would be all for it.
Yeah, everybody loves them. Like, if we made them genetically smaller and less flamey.
No, we can't change everything, right?
Yeah.
That's the deal.
True. They'd be good in winter, wouldn't they? Your heating bill would go way down if you had a little
Winter is
dragon.
coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've never seen that show at all, ever.
You know what? I hadn't seen it in my life. And then a couple of months ago, I binge watched it all. So no waiting for episodes. Binge watching it like whenever I could at nighttime. And it was really good, actually. I was saving it for a depression, like a depression stage. I go through like ups and downs. And sometimes when I'm really, really depressed, I'll like save a good series, like a series that everyone vouches for. I'll save it for a time like that. And I went through one and I watched it all, and it was good. I think
Yeah.
you would like it. Weird how neither of us watched it though.
No. I'm really bad about watching series. So, I mean, I do have a series coming out soon that I'm going to be watching. I want to say it's season 5 of Slow Horses.
Slow Horses. What's that about? I don't think I've heard of it.
It's a British series. It stars Gary Oldman.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, they're basically like they're like the spies of Britain, but they're like the reject spies. So they put them in Slow House, and yeah, they end up getting caught up in all the business, and then they're always being told like, you don't belong here. What are you doing? But yeah, Gary Oldman is this guy who's very crass and gross on the outside, but he's really, really smart. And he farts a lot if you like that kind of thing.
I was talking about that the other day. Like, why at my big old age am I still laughing at like Instagram reels where just people are farting? Like, why am I sitting laughing at that at my age? Like,
it's never not funny.
I know, it's so dumb, but you can't not laugh. Like, why is it so funny?
So now you need to watch Gary Oldman's show.
100%.
Come on, he's got to be a national treasure.
Yes, it's true. It's true. Okay, well, I think I'm going to go and listen to all the music you sent me earlier.
And I'm going to look up to see if there are any wrongful convictions of animals throughout history.
That's probably like at least 5,000.
Oh, yeah. I had no idea. I have a whole new series that I'm going to have to work on for Generation Y now.
All right, but thank you so much for joining us on DSR today, Aaron. And finally, I'm glad that we finally got to record an episode together. It's been really fun and a long time in the making.
Yeah, and then you were on Marooned not too long ago as well.
Yes. What was the episode called again?
What was the...
Stuck.
Oh, you put me on the spot.
It's
Stuck, yes.
Stuck, right? Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Stuck, yeah.
I was on that episode of Marooned. Marooned's a great podcast. Everyone should go and listen to it. And obviously, I think everyone knows Generation Y. Every DSR listener knows Generation Y at this point. And you have Framed as well, right?
Yeah, Frame Season 3. I'm hoping to get it out as soon as I can, but I'm just trying to find a home for it.
Okay.
So I have a lot of decisions to make soon.
Ooh, unlike us. I wake up and I'm like, what am I going to eat?
That's what I was going to say. Have to eat yet.
All right. Thank you so much, Aaron. And we'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.
Cheers.